Betty Padden. I've been carving, painting, and teaching for over 40 years. Today I want to show you how to paint a simple pumpkin using oil-based paints. So here you see on the left the carving that we're going to be painting. On the right is what the finished product will look like. In addition to that, we have our oil paints, alizarin crimson in the upper left-hand corner. Below that, cadmium yellow light. Across from the alizarin crimson is burnt umber, and below that is raw umber, and at the very bottom, the white oil-based paints. You're going to need some assorted brushes, as well as thinner and a paint cloth as well. So before we start, I wanted to show you one last thing. I put thumbtacks in the back of a carving that's going to be covered with paint. This is in order to be able to hold it while it's wet. If you put some clothespins on them, you'll be able to hold them. The first step that you want to do is to, as you can see, I've covered the top half of this pumpkin sections with some yellow paint. It's thinned down alizarin crimson, and once you cover that, we'll go on to the next step. For the next step, we're going to take some thinned down cadmium yellow and mix some alizarin crimson in it to get kind of a medium orange. You're going to put this on the bottom half of the pumpkin. And you're going to have it thinned down. It should be sort of a creamy texture or consistency. So you can see we're starting to add the orange to the bottom of the pumpkin. I'm going right into the yellow. And what I want to do is now blend these. I'm going to take another brush to just blend these colors. At this point I can hold on to the stem because that is not painted. So I want to come back here and get a little more paint on here. What we're going to do as well, take a little more of this orange and go up to the top tip of the pumpkin. And you're going to, with another brush, blend that as well. It's a good idea to take a clean brush that's just maybe a little damp with thinner and brush over the surface. Kind of blends everything in. The last thing we're going to do to the pumpkin itself is to add just a little white highlight to just the front pumpkin pieces. And again, take that blending brush and just wash that in. Try not to over blend. You just want a little bit of that color. The last thing we're going to do is paint the stem. It's raw umber with some white in it for a kind of a dark gray. You're going to put this over the whole stem, that dark gray. The next thing you're going to do is to take plain raw umber, which is a really very dark, almost black color, and you're going to paint it at the base of the stem, kind of making a little bit of indent where those pumpkin sections are. And then I'm going to blend it into the rest of the pumpkin. I might throw a little bit back there too, just for a little shadow. And then I'm going to just tap it to blend it with a brush that has a little thinner in it. Add a little bit more under here. Blend that. Then then I'm going to take my flat brush and put just a little bit of white paint in it, no thinner at all in this. And then I'm just going to just barely touch the edges of this pumpkin stem. Just kind of gently let it touch the pumpkin stem for a little bit of highlight. The last thing I will do is to paint the pumpkin stem where it's been cut. Just going to make that kind of a lighter color. All done.